Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mind Palace. Its roots can be traced back to a small village in ancient Greece. According to the ancient philosopher and orator Cicero, therein lived a man who went by the name of Simonides of Ceos. He was well known for his ability to spin words into the fabric of poetry. Having composed a poem for a wealthy nobleman named Scopas, he was invited to dine at a brilliant banquet. As the night progressed, the merriment continued to blossom. Food and drink flowed freely, and it seemed as if the deities were pleased by his skill with a pen. At some point in the night, while Simonides was partaking in the refreshments, he received a mysterious and urgent message from two men who awaited his presence outside of the banquet hall. Resigning himself to putting a pause on his merriment, he proceeded outside to speak to the two enigmatic men that had requested him to attend them so insistently. However, upon his arrival outside, he found that no one was awaiting him. Not a soul was in sight. It was at that moment that Simonides heard the jarring sound of cracking and shifting stone. Turning around, Simonides watched in horror as the roof of the hall collapsed, crushing Scopas and all others in the hall. Who were the messengers? Was someone plotting to kill Scopas and his relations? Why did they spare Simonides? These are questions for another time. For now, let's fast forward to the days just after the accident. As news of the catastrophe reached Scopas' friends, they wished to hold proper funerals for him and his relations. However, upon attempting to retrieve the bodies, they were faced with a gruesome complication. The dead were so mangled by the debris that they could not be identified. It was then that the friends turned to the sole survivor, Simonides. They asked him if he could help identify the bodies. It was from the rubble of this unpleasant task that one of the most legendary memory systems was born. While the deceased were just as unidentifiable to Simonides as they were to everyone else, Simonides found that he could walk back through the banquet hall in his mind and remember the names of the people by the location that they were sitting in. As time went on, his curiosity grew as to what could be remembered by using this strange system. He first began to remember lines of poetry by placing them in spaces in his mind. As he continued to practice this technique, he realized that he could memorize almost any amount and type of information, as long as he could convert it into a visual form. He termed the practice the method of Loci. Loci here being Latin for places. As the years passed by, that term faded away to be replaced by the more popular term of the day, the Mind Palace. Despite its great age, the practice has only recently become popular, thanks largely to the legendary detective Sherlock Holmes. Holmes's brilliant mind has inspired readers and viewers to push their own mental limits and to exercise their brains in new ways, including by utilizing the Mind Palace. As history progresses, no one knows what new memory techniques will arise, but one thing can be certain: the Mind Palace will not be forgotten. It will continue on as one of the most powerful memory systems known to humankind.